There we go. We back in the building. Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Music Money Makeover Show, episode number 12. I'm glad to have everybody back in the building today with me. Oh man, today is gonna be kind of fun. I've been seeing some things unfold in the last 48 hours that I'm going to talk about, especially when I move on to the news segment. But I actually just got some more stuff in my email pertaining to that, so we'll get there later on in the show. But everybody, welcome back to the show. This is the Music Money Makeover Show. Come on, everybody, come into the building. How's everybody doing? It's good to see you all. I want to remind you all that you can follow me on Instagram at CaseyGraham24. You can also follow me on LinkedIn at Casey Graham and Facebook at Casey Graham. You can also follow me in the library that I have on Instagram at Casey Graham at District 24 Music. All right. While I'm sharing this to a couple groups, I'm waiting for everybody to get in the room right now before we jump into the show. How's everybody doing? Drop some love, drop some comments, drop some questions. You all know I will answer those things later out in the show. Hey man, peace to you as well. How's everything going? That's One Destiny, man. Shout out to One Destiny. How's everything going? Philip Hawkins is in the building. What's going on, everybody? Come on in. I'll be showing this, sharing this to the different Facebook groups. Give me 1 second, and we will get it popping. Tonight, we're talking about exclusive and non-exclusive deals. Which is which and which is best? Or, is it good for you at all? That's what we'll be talking about today. It's a small, tiny subject, but it can mean a huge thing. We're talking about language in a contract. So it's like, these two words right here, exclusive versus non-exclusive, and then I'll explain the other two words that pair with them. They can change a whole entire contract around. They mean totally different things, but they can throw you off if you mix them up the wrong way. All right, today is only about 4 words. All right, and I'll get into the other 2 as the show goes on. Shout out to everybody in the Atlanta Black Business Owners Club that's joining me now. Shout out to you all. Shout out to my Artist Launch family on Facebook, man. There's a lot of groups on Facebook that I'm a part of, and Artist Launch is one of those groups where I kind of got my footing in the television world and synchronization placement. So if you're ever on Facebook, join the Artist Launch community. You will benefit greatly from that. So shout out to Artist Launch. All right. You also, while I'm still sharing this to a bunch of groups, you all can also catch the show on Spotify after it's done. You can catch the notes after the show is done. It'll be on my Medium page, but it usually shows up on my Facebook page. So if you want to check out this dialogue, if you want to get the notes and say, oh, what was Casey really talking about? You can find it on my Medium page after the show is over and after the podcast is up on Spotify. Don't forget, podcast is up on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and all that stuff. I'm working on YouTube. YouTube is coming soon, so all of the shows will be on YouTube. So look out for that as well. All right. And away we go. I think I got all of my groups in here. So away we go. Look, let's jump into it. All right. So exclusive versus non-exclusive deals. All right. Which one is best for you? Okay. So let me explain what non-exclusive is, because with exclusive, the word defines itself. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna move Instagram. I'm gonna move y'all over here just for a little bit. You're in the way of my notes, baby. What's happening? All right. So the differences. All right. Non-exclusive means you have permission to use the copyright for whatever use is negotiated on that copyright. All right. Now, actually, today I had a conversation twice about exclusive versus non-exclusive, and it just so happens to be that was going to be my subject for the show today. Okay. Now, if I read this statement again, and I'll read it to you all one more time so you understand, non-exclusive means that you have permission to use the copyright for whatever use is negotiated on that copyright. Notice I said that, you didn't own the copyright. It's not yours. The key word there that you'll hear later on in the show is permission, okay? Permission is the word that is associated with non-exclusive, all right? You have permission to do something. It doesn't give you ownership. Now, let's go to the exclusive side, okay? The exclusive side, everybody, gives you ownership. Check this out. If you own a piece of a copyright, you have exclusive rights and privileges. You can sue anyone who infringes. Check that out. You can sue anyone who infringes on your copyright, okay? Now, if you have this copyright, I'll jump into it a little bit later in the show, but if you have it, check this out. An assignment of exclusive rights must be in writing, okay? But a non-exclusive license can be expressed orally or in writing. Check that out. All right, so if let's say I don't know who's on the show right now, but let's say we want to do a deal. We're sitting in a bar and you say, "Hey man, look, I got some music. I'll give you permission to shop my music. All right? But you're not the only one, but I'll give you permission to do it." That's what non-exclusive is. But if we're sitting in a bar and we say that, "Hey man, I'll give you exclusive rights to do this," then I have to sit down and write. Casey Graham gives such and such exclusive rights to do this, right? In exchange for this. That's where it turns. Permission versus ownership. Okay? So, to be clear again, an assignment of exclusive rights must be in writing. Must be. At any time. A non-exclusive license can be expressed orally or in writing. All right? Now, sometimes you have situations where you'll have a deal and it's totally exclusive, but it doesn't, you're like the person that gets affected on the side of a non-exclusive deal. Okay? Like, well, not non-exclusive, but an exclusive deal. Sometimes people can jump in and they can write in a contract something that affects another party at the same time that the contract is being executed. And you want to watch out for these things, because when you give someone exclusive rights, it could mean the right in a copyright that affects another person that will be in that copyright. So you want to watch out for those things, all right? That's just a little tidbit of knowledge right there. Let's go a little further. To be clear, non-exclusive deal means no ownership in the copyright. And when we say exclusive right, what is said is you have the right to claim. You have a right to claim. So that goes back to my first statement about the exclusive copyright, all right? So if you have ownership, you can claim infringement. You can claim damages. This is the stuff, like I think last week we were talking about co-publishing or something like that, or 2 weeks ago we were talking about co-publishing on the show. Go back to episode 10. We were talking about co-publishing. And in co-publishing, there's exclusive rights built in because they own piece of the copyright. But when we talk about administration and publishing administration, you don't own piece of the copyright. You only own the rights to administrate for a set number of years. That's it. You don't get a piece of anything. But that's what happens when you have exclusive rights. That's what an exclusive deal looks like. Exclusive right to claim ownership. Now, when we say non-exclusive, the first two words when we started out was exclusive and non-exclusive. All right? Then we added claim in there for exclusive. Fourth word that I want to talk to you about tonight is license. All right? Permission was not really the fourth word, but license. When you say non-exclusive, you gotta put license in there. You can't say non-exclusive right, because you don't have a right to anything. That's like when someone says civil rights or human rights. It's my God-given right. You can't have a God-given license. You can't have civil license, right? So this is where non-exclusive comes in. When you say I got a non-exclusive deal, you have a non-exclusive license. You don't have a non-exclusive right. All right. This is where the languages get mixed up and you know, people may get it confused. So the license is the permission to do something. The exclusive gives you the right to claim ownership. Exclusive right, yes. Exclusive license, no. Non-exclusive right, no. Non-exclusive license, yes. All right? So just so you understand, when you see at the top of a contract, this is a non-exclusive license. Perfect. This is an exclusive deal, but in it you'll say, if you look deeper into the contract, it'll say exclusive right. These are little small things that you want to make sure that you have taken care of in your agreement. All right, so let's dig in a little more then. So check this out. And these are bullet points right here. Like I do a lot of studying. So when you grant a license, you're granting permission to a third party to exercise a privilege to do something. All right? Follow me on this. Follow me on this one. Let's say I create a video game, okay? And in the video game, let's say I'm Capcom, all right? I made Street Fighter, all right? We own the coding to Street Fighter and everything in it. But what we did was we did a non-exclusive license, and we licensed Street Fighter to Nintendo, and we also licensed Street Fighter to Sega. You see what I'm saying? And then as time progressed, Street Fighter came out on PlayStation. That's how a non-exclusive license works. So we give them the non-exclusive right, or license. Oh, see how I almost messed that up right there? We give them the non-exclusive license to use our name and likeness in Street Fighter, right? To put it on Nintendo, Super Nintendo game consoles and Sega Genesis game consoles. Capcom is the company, Nintendo and Sega are the licensee. That makes any sense. So that's essentially what happens. When you grant a license, you're granting permission to third parties to exercise a privilege to do something. And we essentially gave Nintendo and Sega the right to sell the game underneath their company and in their cartridges and in their consoles. That's what's happening in a non-exclusive deal. Okay? Here's another example. I'm just using video games because I think that video games is very popular. And then I'll jump into music with this. So, let's say I'm Temple Run, right? We create Temple Run. Remember Temple Run came out, I think like 2010 or something, 2009 Temple Run came out. We create Temple Run, and the game gets so popular on the iPhone, we take it to Android. It's the same thing. We give the non-exclusive license to iPhone, to Android, but then it gets even big. It gets so big that they license it to a game developer who can put it in an arcade style form. And then now you see it in places all across America. Here in Atlanta, we have a restaurant here called Dave & Buster's, all right? And you see Temple Run in Dave & Buster's. That's a non-exclusive license for that company to put it in a arcade game box thingy, all right? That's how it works. If I'm in music, I may give a non-exclusive license to, or what's called a sync license, but it's actually non-exclusive to use a song in a certain TV show, film, whatever it is. Unless what you agreed upon will be exclusive, everything is deemed to be determined non-exclusive. All right? Now, parties may combine the right to license together to be the only party with permission to do that action. But that's as far as they can take it. All right? Let me read it again. Parties may combine the right to license together to be the only party with permission to do that action, but that's as far as they can take it. So, if you follow me, you may say, all right, well, hey, people on the Facebook watch stream, let's say you want to license music from me, okay? and you say, I want to do it exclusively, right? But this is where we're compounding this. But you're telling me, like all the Facebook watchers, you're the one that's licensing it from me. You're saying that you want the right to license from me exclusively. And you also are telling me that what you want to do is not get any ownership in it. So when we combine the words right and license together, and we put exclusive in front of it, we get the exclusive right to license. That makes any sense? We get the exclusive right to the license, which means that nobody else can do something with it, but we just don't get ownership in it. Now, this scenario happens at record labels where, let's say now, deals are based on if you get so much clout and you want to go to, let's say, a Universal Records and say, hey, look, we need, we don't necessarily need the money, but we need the machine. So we got a little clout going on. We got some our numbers look really well. We'll give you the exclusive right to license our master recordings. In return, you can get X number of percentages for the term of anywhere from 3 to 10 years. Hopefully it's not 10 because 10 is quite long. But that's what happens. When I just combine exclusive right to license, we just gave a non-ownership permission exclusively to another party to utilize our product. So if we go back to our Street Fighter on Super Nintendo, it wouldn't work with them because if you know, Street Fighter came out at the same time on Super Nintendo as it did on the Sega console. That's not the same type of deal. It would have to be structured to where we say Street Fighter will only come out on Super Nintendo at this time for the life of this, game living in its own creation right now. And then let's say when we do the Nintendo GameCube, we'll do a different license, okay? So if that makes sense, then I'm glad you understand. Anybody that has any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. We'll answer that. I'll get those answered later in the show. All right? But if you have questions about this, go ahead and drop them. All right. Now, exclusive rights come from just one copyright, the undivided right. Shout out to Canada. I see y'all in here. Shout out to you all. Exclusive rights come from just one copyright, the undivided copyright. There is no 2, 3, 4, 5 copyrights. It's just one piece of intellectual property. All right? If the song is written and there's music and melody, that's one piece of intellectual property. It is undivided. That's where the exclusive right, you can't make more of it. I can't take 100% and make 200. That's not how it works. Okay? There is only one, and there can only be one. All right? And retitles don't make two. It's just another copy of the one. Just to be clear. Okay? Retitles are just like a copy of the work, but it's not another copyright. Big difference. Back in the day, when CDs were out and they had to do the best of, they didn't make a new copyright for songs that showed up on the best of mixes. What they did was they took and got licenses, or like Time Life Music and all these people who make compilations, and Starbucks who makes compilation CDs and all this stuff like that. They get the license, but the copyright stays the same. Okay? And when you own something exclusive, it is coming directly from that one single copyright. All right? Cool. Let's keep going. Let's jump into it a little bit more. Copyright share can be transferred, but you can't add new shares to the 100%. All right? Say it one more time. Copyright shares can be transferred, but you can't add new shares to the 100%. Okay? And a lot of this, you can go to copyright.gov to get a lot of this information. So check it out. Check some of that out there. All right. Now, when it comes to transferring some things, and I'm going to delve into some stuff here. Where you want to transfer copyrights, you grant, transfer, sell, or reassign your portion of the original copyright. So whenever you see that, actually I just finished looking at a contract today where it stated that any publishing agreement, whether it be CD Baby, TuneCore, whatnot, there's always a sell, reassign, something like that. You can do that exclusively, but it makes it very hard to do it on a non-exclusive license unless we have the only right to license. And at that point, it's an exclusive right to license. Okay? That's the only time you can grant, transfer, sell, or reassign. But you can't reassign a piece of the copyright. You can do that all day long with the copyright. Okay? It just depends on how you set up the deal. All right? So, producer agreements. You see it there. It's normally in the work for hire section. Okay? So when you see in a producer agreement, a producer will produce a master for an entertainment company or a record label who has an artist signed to them. And when they do that, they will give their masters over, because that's what the producer's fee is for, in exchange for that master. And they will hand over the master to the record label. Okay? They will in turn sell and reassign their master rights in the composition, all right, for the master to the record label. They will grant, transfer, sell, and reassign their right in the master, and it will be called a work for hire. All right? The work for hire is justified by the fee that is paid for. Simple. All right? Or if they were in the label studio and they did it, it'll be justified by that. Okay? If you all have any questions, you can go ahead and drop some questions in the comment section. I'll answer those things. Give it anything that you have, any question that you may have about what you're doing, check it out. I mean, drop it in the comment section. All right. Now today's show may be a little short, but I really want to get to what's happening in the news. And we're gonna kind of go off of our show format a little bit. But I got one more point to make. To be clear, people, granting permission. When you grant permission, you do not transfer or sign it. Okay? You can't transfer permission. I think that this is where a lot of agreements get confusing. People seem to think that if you give me permission to do something, that I can go and transfer it to somebody else. Not so. You'd have to give them permission. So when you see that in contracts, you want to make sure that you get rid of that. You can't give somebody permission and then they go tell them, hey, they gave me permission, you can have permission too. I'm going to sell my permission to you. It doesn't work like that. Okay? Can't do that. The only thing that can be transferred is mainly something that's exclusive. Like I said in the last point, exclusive licenses can be sold, all right? But it's generally held on to, because at the end of the day, the only time you're going to want to sell a piece of the copyright is if you actually need the money, or it's becoming too much of a headache to maintain the copyright, or there is no value in it and you want to exchange it for something else. All right? So that's kind of that's been kind of our show topic for today. Non-exclusive versus exclusive deals. If you have any questions on those, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. All right? Now, I want to get into some news, because this has been, when I saw this, I said, if I was an artist that made folk records, country records, rock records, or anything involving a guitar or something that could be transferred to guitar tablature, this is going to be huge for you. And as a publisher, this is going to be very huge for you. All right? So let me open up the article. Because I mean, literally as I put this on the show notes, I got an email from Music Reports. You all know how much I talk about Music Reports, but I got an email from them. Let's go here. I'm going to open up this, and we're going to actually I'm going to read this. Because Music Report sent me the notice of intent contract. So I'm going to tell you what this is about. This is from the company Fender. This is a big deal for like I said, anybody who makes folk music, Americana, country, rock, soft rock, anything that involves guitar, acoustic. This is for you, or any music that can be transferred to guitar tablature. I'm telling you, this is the game to get on. If you want to make some money, don't miss this boat. Don't miss this boat. This new app that Fender has can multiply your money 3 times on the dollar. I'm telling you, like, you gotta check it out. All right, so let me open up the article really quickly. Fender partners with Apple Music on subscription. All right, come on, load up. Fender partners with Apple Music on subscription app, Fender Songs. It's called Fender Songs. Okay, this company Fender has partnered with Apple Music to allow users to stream and play along to songs, as has inked deals with major publishers including Sony ATV, Music Publishing, Warner Chappell Music, and Cobalt and BMG. How is this important? I was flabbergasted at this one. I was like, yo, in the app, you have guitar tablature. That's one publishing check. You have the music streaming in it. That's another publishing check. You have not only the music streaming, but you have it because it's being played from Apple Music. That's a check on the master. Then you got lyrics in there. That's another publishing check. I'm sorry, I said 3 times, 4 times on the money. Oh, wait a minute. Because you have mechanical royalties being, that's 5 times on the money in one app. And if you're trying to learn how to play guitar to your favorite songs, you're going to play it more than once. Oh my God, this is an incredible app by Fender. If I was a music publisher, I'd be jumping for joy. So let's dig in a little bit more. Fender has also struck deals with master rights holders. Come on, man. Like, I'm excited about this. All right. So, such as Warner Music Group, to ensure the chords in the app are accurate to the actual music as performed by the artist. Come on, man. All right, Fender will regularly continue to add tracks to the service as additional licenses are procured from indies, that's you, and other rights holders. All right, it's on and popping now. It's man, look, man, it's game on. All right, the app costs $4.99 a month. Believe me, people will pay for it. All right, or $41.99 for a 12-month subscription. Subscribers also get 10% off guitars, amps, and gear on Fender.com. And I'm reading this like it's a promo, but I'm so excited for this app. This is 5 times on the money in one go. It don't get no better than that, man. It doesn't get any better than that. All right, I'm almost done with the article. Just bear with me. All right, I'm gonna skip through a couple of things. All right, at the core of the Fender Songs app is a chord detection application with an algorithm which uses both complex digital signal processing techniques and deep knowledge in music theory to automatically detect the chords of every single song in Fender's music library in just a few seconds. Fender has also partnered with key service providers as 7 Digital, Lyric Find, Music Story, and Music Reports. I mean, this article just came out, and before I pushed the live stream button to start the show, Music Reports sent me my NOI letter saying, hey, Fender just opened up this music app. We're giving you this license, all right? So I'm gonna come back to the article. Let's go to my Music Reports letter that I just got. When did this come? I'm telling you, this just came in at 8:22 p.m. from Music Reports, 37 minutes ago. 5 times on the money, all right? Check it out. Dear licensor, that's me. We are contacting you on behalf of our client, Fender Musical Instruments Corp. Fender with the license opportunity in connection with their new Fender Songs app. The Fender Songs app allows users to play along with sync chords and synced chords and lyrics for any song on Apple Music. This is achieved by utilizing proprietary Fender songs chord detection. Blah blah blah. I just read that. All right, here's the deal points because they gave me the deal points for this. All right, and you can, if you're part of Music Reports and you're collecting your publishing mechanical royalties from them, as I suggest to, then cool. You should have gotten this email a few minutes ago as well. All right, grant. Here's the grant of rights. Rights. Well, we're just talking about this in the show. Grant of rights to create, reproduce, adapt as necessary to create, edit, and interpret chords and lyrics, and distribute publisher compositions in the form of chords, tablature, and lyrics together with related metadata via the service. Okay? If you're a publisher, when you go to Guitar Center and you see the stack of books on the shelf, those are that's print publishing money. They have guitar tablature in there, but now it's in an app with the song that you can press play and play along to it at the same time. How cool is that for money? All right, let's keep going. Here's the second grant of rights. To display but not to print or otherwise permanently save such chords, tablature, and lyrics together with related metadata via the service for access by its users. And here's the third point of grant of rights that they're asking for you to grant. To use publisher compositions for in-context promotion. That's money. We talking about money. I'm talking about, serious. This is a huge app right here. And this is no cap. I'm not gassing nobody up. This Fender app will bring you a lot of cash flow if you're a publisher, man. All right. Marketing and advertisements for online and social media use in front of, behind, and outside the customer paywall to the service. God, man. Come on, man. Somebody give me a high five or something. Like, this is good news. I don't know if you understand it. Darrell, shout out to Darrell on here. I know he know what I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody still on the line. All right, anyway. Now, number 2, royalties. For subscriptions to the service sold during the first 18 months and or prior to the service obtaining 200,000 active paid users of the service, publishers pro rata share of the greater of a 28% net that's a big net of a 28% of net revenue or 74 cents per subscriber per month. Let me read that again. The royalty for subscriptions to the service sold during the first 18 months and or prior to the service obtaining 200,000 active paid users of the service, publishers pro rata share of the greater of a 28% net revenue or 74 cents per subscriber per month. That's going to be allocated to pay out the royalties. All right. For subscriptions to the service sold 18 months or more following commercial launch and or after the service obtains 200,000. Oh, wow. Publishers pro rata share of the greater of a 42% of net revenue or $1.10 per subscriber every month. I'm in the wrong business, or Neo Soul on guitar needs to come back. Otherwise, I'm getting in the country business today. Golly. Like, I'm getting country. My accent gets country because I'm from the South when I get excited. I don't know if you understand that. Accounting and payment quarterly, 45 days after the close of each quarter. Territory. United States and its territories, commonwealths, and possessions, including Puerto Rico. 5, the term. 2-year initial term. This is with the Music Reports. Plus a rolling 1-year term, automatic renewals unless terminated by either party prior to the end of a term period. And a wind down period for the remaining duration of any subscriptions to the service purchased during the term, not to exceed 1 additional year. Now, to review and consider Fender's license offer, click here. Oh, this is extra information. Okay, yeah. I'm going to agree to that for sure. I definitely am going to I'm going to try to do this. I'm not going to put my word on it, but I'm going to attempt to see if I can find out if you can submit correct tablature to Fender for this. All right. And I want to touch on some things. If you all don't understand, let me get my Stevie Wonder album cover. Oh, sorry for the light right there. Didn't have my autofocus on. Okay, so here's Stevie Wonder, right? This is the record company. All right, I don't know who was the record company. Was this this is Stevie Tamla. All right, make sure that's up. This is the record company, but this was licensed by Motown Records. Okay, all right. So the master is in here. All right, but as a publisher, we get paid money when you put the lyrics inside of the album. This is money to the publisher. So the publisher is always going to request that they have lyrics in an album. So it's the same as when you're in the app. I'm using my phone for this stream, but I would show you that on Apple Music, the publisher will push to get music inside of the app so they can make some extra change on the song. Because you make money when lyrics are displayed. It's the same with the Fender app. Because they'll have lyrics in the app, it's lyric, and then they'll have the melody because it's the guitar tablature, right? You're playing guitar and the chords are in the app. The lyric and melody is presented in the app at the same time while you're pressing play, and you're making that much money on it. Like you're making everything in one whop. Y'all don't understand how big this app is. And then the amount that they're paying out is unprecedented. The allocation. Because if the subscription fee is $5 a month, the allocation is $1.10 per user after the first 4 months. That is incredible. I have never seen anything like that. All right. And they're paying out quarterly, 45 days after the close of each quarter. They're not even paying 60 or 90 days after the close of each quarter. That's faster than BMI pays out. Man, this app is incredible. I'm excited about this. I don't know. I know you could tell my excitement, but I didn't even know until I didn't even know that this Music Reports NOI was coming. But it did, and I'm glad it did during the stream. I'm totally gassed up for this one. So, if y'all have any questions, drop it in the comment section, man. Because I think that this is something well worth a discussion. If you don't know anything about how this affects your income stream and you want to know more, drop me a question right now. Because I got another piece of something that I saw, but it's not much. It's not that. All right. So let me continue with the news, man. Let you all know what's going on out here for my do-it-yourselfers. I think this Fender app is going to be incredible, and it's going to be a great revenue generator for people because everybody wants to play guitar. They already have 100 active users for the Fender Play app, which lets you just it gives you a guitar lesson. But now you can play songs, your favorite songs, with tablature and lyrics at the man. Oh my god. Anyway, all right. So let me go to my articles here. Let's see. Pocket. There we go. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Okay. House of the Case Act passed this week or last week. If you don't know what that is, the Case Act passed. So it's like a small claims copyright court for cases under $30,000. I think that's great because litigation costs a lot of money, So that's what's up. Check it out. Pandora brings full song credits to web player and desktop app. Now, this came out 2 days ago after the Recording Academy stated that, hey, let's give credits to those who don't necessarily get credited in this streaming world. All right, let's make today National Credit Day or something like that. It was October 25th or something like that. But it's cool. I think that all streaming apps should have that in play, but they will give you credits to the A&R, the artists, all composers, engineers, extra producers, any programmers, all of that stuff. So that's a pretty cool offering from Pandora. All right, so shout out to Pandora for that. And then my last point, Downtown Music Publishing inks a global deal for the entire Miles Davis catalog. Downtown is a publishing company, if I'm not mistaken, in New York. But they're picking up more than 250 Miles Davis compositions. This is just an example of when I say you can transfer rights, okay? The thing about, I think, what did I find cool about this? Was that, oh, here it is right here. The company indicated that it will curate live events in cooperation with the Miles Davis estate, as well as participate in projects that will expose Davis's work to new audiences around the world. This work includes not just music, but also his art. Okay, that's very significant there, because check it out. If a publishing company transfers rights to another publishing company or somebody buys them out, they have to exploit it. They're already going to get money anyway, but there's a period from when it goes from one publisher to the very next, and when it goes from that one publisher to the next publisher, there's a gap where the previous publisher is still collecting while this one will pick up the baton and start collecting on. All right? Got my little squid hands going. And that's what happens. But now they're thinking of ways to exploit the publishing in another way. I don't know what that means by live events. I mean, there's a lot of this hologram stuff going on, but maybe it could mean that. I'm not sure, but that's what it is. But man, look, you all, I really want to stress to you, if you can go check out that Fender app. I wish everybody that's on the stream now, I wish you all came in earlier when we were talking about the Fender app that would allow you to learn your favorite songs with the chord tablature, with the lyrics, with the music playing in the background from Apple Music. And in addition to that, you know what? I'll get into it one more time, but I'm gonna tell you the 5 times on the money that you're getting. Okay? So if you're gonna come from, let's go back to it. I'm gonna make sure I have this Fender app up one more time. We'll hit it before I get out of here. Imagine, and I'm gonna tell you all the streams from this one app and tell you why they're paying so much. All right. Remember, it was Fender partners with Apple Music on subscription app for Fender songs. The lyrics are gonna pay money. All right. The tablature is gonna pay money to the publisher. The song itself that's playing will generate 3 royalties at one time. You'll get money for the master for the record company. You'll get money for the performance of the song. And then you'll also get a mechanical royalty for the reproduction of the song in the master when you press play. This is the reason why they have to pay out so high. Okay? That was 5 things. All right? That was 3 times on that, so I'll give that 5. All right? That's all your streams right there from one app. Now, if you're playing the song and you're learning it and you're watching the tablature, you're going to play it 10, 20, 40 times to get it right. This and Apple Music is a partner. This is a huge revenue generator for Apple Music and Fender. I can't stress it enough, man. I really can't. This is an incredible deal, and I'll close it out at that point, and I'll tell you some stuff about what I'm reading. I'll close it out with the fact that in the first 18 months, while they're getting the active users up, you will be paid out on 28% of net revenue, or virtually 74% per subscriber. All right, and that is $4.99 on a subscription per month. All right, but then after the initial 18 months and 200,000 subscribers, whichever comes first, 42% of net revenue will be paid out in the form of royalty to pay all this stuff, or roughly $1.10 per subscriber per month, paid quarterly, 45 days after the close. It doesn't get any better than that. All right, so if I was you, I know I have publishers on the line. If I were you, I'd go see how I could get my tablature or get my songs transferred into guitar tablature for the app, so it would be correct. But the app is going to translate automatically the chords that it hears. So, hopefully the technology gets great. But even if it doesn't, I would love to just send the correct tablature to Fender so that it's in the app. Anyway, look, I got a book that I've been reading. I picked it up yesterday. I just happened to be at the library. It's called this right here. All right, The Label. The Story of Columbia Records. I really think that this is a great book. It actually talks about where records came from before the record was the record. It talks about the gramophone and the phonograph. It's a very thorough book on how Columbia Records was built. And I think so far it's been a good read. So I think you all should check this book out. There's some heavy stuff in here, some really great information. All right, check this book out. That's just my little tidbit of whatever. I love to and I was just at, I go to the library often, so I just like to look in the music section and see what it is. And this one just popped out to me. I didn't even know it was there, so I'm reading this now. Real good stuff. All right. Anyway, y'all, hey, look, man, that's been the show. I really love for you all to drop me some questions and comments before we get out of here. So we can have a little bit of discussion. I know I've been rambling on, but I definitely love to hear what you all have to say. Or if you have any comments or concerns, I definitely love to jump into that and holler at you all before I get off of this live stream. All right. Shout out to everybody who is watching from Canada. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining in. But if you have any comments or questions, anything about music business, go ahead and drop them now. In the next 30 seconds while I'm giving my sign off, go ahead and drop them. All right. You all can catch notes from the show on my Medium page. It'll be up tomorrow morning. So you can check out notes from the show to kind of follow along with what I was saying. Unfortunately, all my excitement about the Fender app won't be on there, but a link to the article will be. All right. You can listen to the show actually almost right after. Give me a couple minutes. It'll be up on Spotify after this live stream. All this audio, you can play it back. You can rewatch this show as well on Facebook. I am working on the YouTube channel. It will be up soon. All right. So YouTube, it'll be there. I know a lot of people don't want to come to Facebook to listen to this stuff, but you want to hear it on YouTube. All right. And it is also on Spotify. All right. You can get all of this information also through the recaps that I put up during the week on Instagram and on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram at CaseyGraham_24. Follow me on Facebook. Here it's Casey Graham. Follow me on LinkedIn, Casey Graham. Follow me on Medium on my Medium page at CaseyGraham_24. And then also follow my music library at District 24 Music on Instagram. If you didn't know, now you know that I do have a music library for television and film. Yes, it is open. You can submit music to me at district24music.com/submit music. Okay. Excuse me. And that's about it, you all. I'm about to get out of here. Thank you for watching the show. I will see you all next week, next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. If you have any questions, please don't drop them all in my DM at once. Come on the show. We'll get your questions answered, so forth, so on. Everybody have a great night. This is the Music Money Makeover Show, and I'm out. Peace.